why didn't anyone just tell you? There's so many things that you should have been told, or you should have kind of known about the narcissist before you got into a relationship with them. But there's this one thing, okay guys, there's this one thing that the narcissist was never going to tell you, and you were never going to know. What is it? I'm going to talk about this in the video. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the one thing that nobody tells you about, you know, when you meet the narcissist or when you get into a relationship with a narcissist. No one tells you this one thing, and you should have been told. There was no way that the narcissist was ever going to tell you this. And this one thing, okay, this one thing is so important because it saves you time, energy, and emotion. I'm going to talk about this in the video. So you're probably thinking, okay, so what is it, or what was it that you should have been told, that you weren't told, but you kind of, do you know what? You guys already know this. You guys already know this. And I know that hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it, after the event? But they should have said to you that this relationship wasn't going to last. And this relationship was never going to be something that was going to last. I'll explain it. All right, look. The narcissist has needs, all right? And that need is all about validation, emotional validation, and your attention and focus on them. So when you have that need, okay, that has to be met. Like, they have this need, all right, that needs to be met. And if it's not, well, it's just the worst. There isn't a thing where it can't be met. They make sure that it is, all right? And this is why they manipulate, this is why they control. So when you have this need of wanting to be seen, wanting to get all the attention, okay, on some level, all right, on some level, the narcissist knows that this is something that is not going to be able to be achieved every single time, like all the time. They know at some point that you are going to grow tired. You are going to grow bored. They know this because this has happened to them time and time again. So when you enter into this relationship, say you're the narcissist, you enter into this relationship, you know you have a time scale. Before this person realizes and just doesn't want to do it anymore. And it's absolutely fine. You're right for not wanting to do this anymore or all the time. Because it's draining. It's not something that we can sustain. But this is something that the narcissist needs and wants. Like, it's something, do you know, how do I explain it? It's something that they really need to ensure their survival. Okay, and this need comes from childhood, where they weren't noticed. They weren't given that proper attention and unconditional love by their caregiver or their parent. Now, when this need isn't met as a child, okay, it's a wound. It becomes a wound, an emotional wound. And this person, this narcissist, is searching for it all the time in every single person. And this is a subconscious wound that doesn't ever heal. So this is why they control and manipulate situations and people, because they need to get a certain outcome. In their minds, they're thinking, if I'm manipulating or I'm controlling someone, well, do you know what? Like, it's fine. They don't get that it is damaging. They don't get, like, the actual understanding of what really is happening here. So this is why they continue to do it, like, all the time. So if you think about it, okay, if this need, all right, is so intense, they know that at some point this relationship will end. This person, meaning you, the partner, is just not going to be able to handle it. It's just not going to be able to give it. It's something that they know is something that they can't get all the time. Although they try, they really try, but they know that they can't get it. They get bored. They have impulsive traits where if something doesn't go their way, they need to punish someone. Or if something doesn't happen this way, then they get in a mood, they get annoyed, they get enraged. And what happens is they perceive this as something that is bad, so that this is when the discard happens. They see you as letting them down. It could be narcissistic injury, so they feel very, very saddened at the fact that you didn't do what they wanted you to do. They think it's okay to do this. They think it's okay to control people, to tell them what to think, to tell them what to do. So they don't see that other people maybe have their own ideas or their own ways of doing something. No, this doesn't happen like that. They see it as you've got to do what they want you to do. So you've got to conform. And they don't see that there's anything wrong with it, because this is how they were treated as children. So how can this be the basis of a healthy relationship when you're constantly battering someone to do something that you want them to do? This cannot last. This relationship, this interaction with this person cannot last. And you know this, if you have narcissistic parents, they're constantly wanting you to behave or do something a certain way. You can't, because it becomes damaging. You go to the point where you're thinking like, I can't take this anymore. There is, like, I have my own way of doing something. What you're doing is you're taking away that sense of self of somebody. And you're taking it as you're amalgamating it into you, so the two of you are becoming one. And that's what the narcissist does, is they engulf you. Because they want you to do what they want you to do. They do this because they want what they want. They want that need met. And so they're going to ensure that everything that in their power, they're going to do everything in their power so that it works. But nobody tells you this. Nobody tells you that, they're like this, that this is going to happen. Because let's face it, at the beginning of this relationship, they were amazing. Like, you felt this was your soulmate. They obsessed over you. They put you on a pedestal. They made you feel good. You thinking that this is your soulmate, that this is the one. But this is the enchantment, my friends. This is the enchantment. This is the spell that's put on you. You don't see it at that time. And in your mind, you come into this, connection thinking, oh, this person is like this, like I can spend the rest of my life with this person, because they make you believe that. This is the lie. Of course you can't. How can you survive with someone like this? This cannot happen. This cannot go on. So this is exactly the lie. So this is the thing, my friends. They get you in. And once they have you, they think, right, this person is in love with me, and they're going to do everything that I want them to do. And this is fine, because now I can control the situation. Now I can get my needs met. Now all of this can happen the way that I want it to. Can you see this type of thinking is so unstable? It is not something that can be sustained. How can you control, how can you manipulate someone on that level? How can you lie to them on that level, bend their reality to get them to see that actually this is how it should be? But it's not even like that, because the way that they want you to see it is maladaptive, is wrong, it's unstable. Because this is magical thinking that they have, fantasy thinking. It's because they really want that outcome to happen. And they will stop at nothing to make sure that it happens. So my friends, this is what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that the narcissist has an attachment disorder, that they can't attach onto you, like in a healthy way. They can't detach from you in a healthy way. They think that by doing the things that they do, that it's okay. That when they give you everything at the beginning, well, they pretend to give you everything, because it's not. It's an illusion. It's not reality. When they are so lovely to you at the beginning, this is not okay, because they're too intense. And they kind of, this is what I said, they engulf you in. They completely try and pull you into their reality. And you're seeing it as like, well, I've never felt like this before. This is intense. This is great. This person's giving me loads of attention. I get it. It is great. It is great. If it was meant, if there wasn't an agenda behind it, it would have been amazing. But there is every single time. When you see the narcissist with a new supplier or with another person, they're doing the same thing. This isn't going to change. They're doing the same thing. This isn't going to change just because they're with another person. All right, this is what continues. This is the cycle. of what happens. And so as they pull you in, they get comfortable. And this is what is not said, because a narcissist is not going to say to you, hey, hi, you know what, I have a personality disorder, I can't attach onto you in a healthy way, but I can't detach from you. They don't know this, so how can they articulate this to you? They don't know that this is exactly happening for them. They know on some level what they're doing is wrong because their behavior is covert. They don't need other people to know about it. So they're never going to tell you either way, even if they did know, even if they had an idea of what they were doing. Because on some level they know. They're not going to tell you. If they knew the psychological terms, if they knew exactly what was going on, they're still not going to tell you. Because they need this to be covert. They need this to be hidden. They don't want you to know. They have an agenda. Because it's wrong. They know that sleeping with loads of people is wrong. They know that they're lying to you. This is done intentionally. They know this is wrong. This is why they're not saying anything to you, because they need to get away with it. At the bottom of all of this that is motivating every single behavior is the fact that they need those needs met. They need to have that emotional validation that you still care, that they're still important. It's still that childhood wound that keeps coming up every single time. Now, a lot of you ask me like, oh, you know, can a narcissist go to therapy and then they'll be cured? The answer to that is no, because you need to have some sort of an idea or understanding that this is your childhood wound. And in order for you to discover that that is the case, you need to be able to be open, or open enough to know that this is what is happening, that this is what is actually the issue. But a narcissist is not willing to be vulnerable. They're not going to open up. They're not going to do that. They spend their whole lifetime putting barriers and protection against them, which is why their ego is the way that it is. They're not going to do that. So therapy to get them to understand this, or try for them to understand this, is not going to work. So there is no way of kind of saving them or getting them to understand this. This is for you guys. This is for you guys to understand that nobody tells you that this person is like this. So, you know, yes, sure, you're probably watching this video like after the relationship, but going forward, look and listen to what people are saying. You know what the red flags are. You know what is going on. You know what toxicity looks like. So when you're meeting people, not necessarily in a romantic sense, but when you're meeting people, listen to what they're saying, observe them, ask them about their childhood. I know that a lot of people do lie, but people usually tell on themselves, so it's not something that you're not going to be able to work out. So guys, I really hope that this video helps you to kind of see this in a different way, to understand that actually this is the one thing that was never said to you. They never told you that the narcissist has an attachment disorder and that this relationship is never going to last. If you are someone who is having these realizations or going through something like this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below. I also offer a mentorship program. If you are interested in joining, because it's just open now, please see the description box below. And I do offer a journal club. Again, see the description box below for more details. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.